Hi everybody! So today, in honour of Valentine's Day, which is actually in fact today, I'm going to be showing you 2 ways to spend your Valentine's evening and 2 ways that I'd be pretty happy spending mine as well. The first is a date night makeup look, so if you are going out tonight, if you're lucky enough to be out there with someone special and you want to look your best, I have a really nice fresh brightening makeup look which I'm actually a massive fan of at the moment. And then I have the more stay at home cozy option if you're just planning on having an evening to yourself, if you want a little bit of a pamper, and we're also going to throw in a little bit of chocolate there as well. I have you covered for that too. So when it comes to a date night makeup, I like it to look very fresh but also be quite long lasting. I have very dry skin, so I need a bit of help when it comes to making my skin look dewy and really hydrated. So I've been using the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour All Over Miracle Oil, and this is such a multi-purpose product. You can use it on your body, your hair, your face. So I've been spraying a little bit on my hand and then just pressing that into my skin. And this really acts as an amazing layer of moisture. And you may not think that putting an oil on your skin before makeup would really help at keeping it long lasting, but I think the better hydrated, the longer your makeup's going to last, and actually the nicer it's going to look. So I press that into my skin and then I move on to my base. I'm using my Chanetcaille Just Skin Tinted Moisturiser for this, which is just my favourite for a really natural but really perfected look. And I'm blending that in with my new favourite foundation brush. I'm a little bit obsessed with this. It's the Morphe M439 brush. It's a really densely packed buffing brush, and I kind of press it into my skin rather than use circular motions. I also like to finish off by going over with a Beautyblender. This is also one of my favourite makeup tools. It makes everything look so flawless and really airbrushed. This is actually a step that I really enjoy doing as well because it feels very cooling and it really refreshes my skin. And then of course on to concealer, my best friend. I'm using the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer for this, and it really is a tried and tested favourite for me. It just covers up any blemishes, it really works on dark circles, and the best thing about it is it's so long lasting. It really does not budge once you put it on. It's also waterproof too, so it's just going to be the longest lasting concealer you can find. And I blend that in with my Beautyblender again, this time with the pointed end. I find you can really get into your eyes with this one. My favourite face palette of the moment, of course, comes from Hourglass. It's the Ambient Lighting Edit, and there really is just everything in here that you could possibly need for your complexion. So I start by powdering my face with the Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffuse Light. This really does a good job of setting your makeup without it looking cakey, and it gives a nice fresh glow to your skin at the same time. And I also use the bronzer from the palette too. This just warms up my skin really beautifully. It's not a particularly dark bronzer, but it gives a nice amount of warmth and glow to my skin as well. And of course, I also used a blusher from this palette. I used the middle shade, which is the colour Diffused Heat. And then the middle powder actually makes for a brilliant highlight. It's not a super shimmery highlight, but it's a very subtle and natural one. And I think when you're getting up close to people, it's nice to keep your highlighter to the minimum. A new favourite for brows comes from Anastasia. This is their Brow Wiz. I feel like I went on and on about not using this one for ages, and now that I finally tried it, it's amazing. I'm fully converted, and I like to fill in the middle of my brow with this with short strokes, then go onto the arch to really define that, and then use little upward motions for the centre of my brow. I find that just feathers out a lot softer. And of course, we all know I like to go for a bold brow, so I also set that down with some of the L'Oreal Brow Gel. This actually has a tint to it too, so it gives a little bit of extra dimension to my brows. Now, I couldn't do a Valentine's makeup look without using this palette from Too Faced. It's just so cute. Also smells like chocolate, which is amazing. But these little hearts are just some of the prettiest eyeshadows. They're very subtle, very natural tones. And I'm actually going for more of a cool toned ashy shade just to go all over my lids. And then a slightly darker taupey colour into the crease. And I want to keep it quite simple and also quite matte too, because I'm going for very fresh and very dewy skin. I'm using a slightly purple tone shade just in the lashes, just kind of smudged out to be a really soft and subtle liner. I really like using this technique for eyes. I think it really makes them pop without using a very harsh liquid liner, so it's one of my favourite things to do. And then for mascara, of course, I just wanted to absolutely coat my lashes in mascara. For a date night makeup, there's nothing better than just having really fluttery, really full and thick lashes. And for that, of course, I use my favourite fluttery mascara, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes. My lipstick choice was a very subtle, very natural one. This is actually my favourite nude everyday colour. It's from Tom Ford and it's called First Time. It's just the most beautiful light pink. It's definitely a Your Lips But Better colour, but maybe more of a Your Lips But Pinker kind of shade, so I love it. And then to make my makeup even more long lasting, I spritzed it with some of the Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and that is my date night makeup done. now is to grab your favourite pair of heels and your evening bag, and you are done and ready to go. And the outfit that I went for is a very cliche Valentine's Day one, but I am totally fine with that. I had to wear something red on Valentine's Day. The jacket is a beautiful suede biker jacket from Shaw's. The top and bag are both from Topshop, and then I have my Asos jeans on and some really cool Asos studded heels, which I love. So the Valentine's night spent at home is more your cup of tea. I have a perfect pampering routine for you to indulge in, and this is one of my favourite things to do. I light a few candles, I throw my hair up, and I basically lock myself away in the bathroom for an hour. Pouring a bath is one of my favourite ways to relax, and I don't actually get the chance to have them that often, but when I do, it's definitely something I really enjoy, and I find this just chills me out so much in the evenings. Before I get in, I make sure all my makeup's removed, just so that my skin can breathe and the steam from the bath can really do its job. Of course, throwing in a novelty bath bomb is always a must. I love the way that these all look. I am a little bit of an impatient bather. I never really know what to do once I'm in there, so I find just grabbing a book is the best way to just really zone out and really just lose myself in the story. It's always a bit risky reading a book in the bath, and I have had a few casualties in the past, but this is one of my favourite things to do while I'm in the bath. So when I come out of the bath, I want to give my skin a really lovely treat, and this is where I reach for my Elizabeth Arden 8-hour all over miracle oil. Again, this is such a multi-purpose product that you can really use it throughout your whole routine, and it's so hydrating. I like to spray this liberally all over my skin, and I mean liberally. There's nothing more luxurious to put all over your body than an oil, and this one feels so soft. It really rehydrates my skin, and it just smells beautiful as well. It's a really enjoyable product to use, so I put that pretty much all over. And then it can also be used on the hair, so I spray a little bit into my hands and I just rub it through the ends of my hair, and I find that doing this every so often just really gives it a treat and really gives a lot of life back to the ends. Now, I don't think a Valentine's evening would be right without chocolate, and one of my favourite ways to consume chocolate is in the form of chocolate chip cookies. And this recipe, which is actually a Nigella one, I will leave it linked down below and all the information you need, is one of my absolute favourite. These are actually buckwheat chocolate chip cookies, which makes them gluten-free, so I feel a little bit less guilty about consuming every single one of them. I'm definitely an impatient baker. I don't always stick to the recipe, tend to just throw everything into the mixer and let it do its thing, but I find these are really great cookies just to do that with. You don't have to be too particular about the way you mix everything. Of course, the main ingredient of these are chocolate chips, and I like to add a good couple of handfuls in there. These are really super quick and really easy, so if you are craving something sweet and a little bit indulgent, they're the perfect cookie to make, and they only take about 9 or 10 minutes once they're in the oven, so there's not too much waiting around for them once you've put them in. They're going to be ready to eat before you've even finished the washing up, which isn't actually something that I ever do, but still, these really are the tastiest, gooeyest, chocolatiest cookies. Just look at that, that is just beautiful. So I like to tuck into a few of those and then sit down on the sofa. This is probably where I'll be spending most of my evening, watching Netflix, and I love a good Netflix binge. I'm really into The Good Wife at the moment. I'd actually say I'm a bit addicted to it. I'm a little bit behind on the game, probably by about 6 years, but if you haven't watched it like me, I definitely recommend it. It's such a good series. So I just like to tuck myself up on the sofa, probably scroll through Instagram and look at everybody else's amazing Valentine's evenings. And that is where you will find me for the rest of the night. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let me know which one is your perfect Valentine's Day, if you're one for going out or if you just want to stay at home with some chocolate, because either one of those sound perfect to me. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye.